Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new video, and today we have another Gran Turismo Sport daily races. This is actually just one daily races for this video, so just short and sweet, but it is my best, probably, race in GT Sport for a very long time, and you will see why, and not just for the result, which was good. I'm not gonna say if it was a win or not, because to be honest, anything in the top 5 can become a good result if the race itself is really good. So the result isn't as much of what I actually mean when I say it's been a good race. But this is race C, and we have to choose the car here, and I wasn't sure what to choose. In hindsight, I probably should have chosen the Sauber Mercedes C9 because that's what everyone chose. But I didn't really think about going to the time trials, to the qualifying trial to see what car the best players used. So I just went with the Nissan R9 2C because it had the most horsepower by quite a while actually. So I decided to go with that one. It is a bit heavier than the rest, but I guess I'll just have to drive with that. It is not a really horsepower needing race. This one, it's Alsace, which is not a track that has a lot of straights, but at the same time, you need to be able to make overtakes, and so you need the horsepower to do that. But you can see here, this is our first lap. This is my first ever time on this car, and this was one of the most oversteery cars I probably ever went on. And as we go through the second corner to turn 1, yeah, that's our start to the campaign in this car. But we do actually end up doing setting a okay lap time in our second lap as we restarted there that lap because we just spun it there. And this is the lap. But yeah, so definitely I did do more races. This is my first race on the circuit. I did do more races on it, but after this one I actually did my worst races on GT Sport because after this one I just always ended up making a lot of mistakes in the races after, so I probably won't post them just to save myself from embarrassment. But yeah, so also if you follow me on Twitter, you would already know this video was coming, but don't spoil it in the comments, please, for anyone who's watching. But anyways, enough talking. This is the end of the lap, and you can see not really the best line through the final corner. Still getting used to the circuit, but it's alright. We stood at 1:43.5. In the end, my best lap time in qualifying trial was a 1:38, I believe. So. Of course, with the Sauber Mercedes C9, so that just shows you how much better that car is. And you can see here that the top 8, except for me, all the top 8 have a Sauber Mercedes C9. So that was definitely the car to go with, but we can't just start thinking about that. As you can see, we're actually in C rating finally. I think we should be a higher rating than C, but sadly, we're just not improving, even though we have done some pretty decent races. But anyways, let's go. We're gonna go to the race, and we're gonna see how we do. Starting from P6 here, so hopefully we can do something good. It's important here to just make sure we don't spin. That's one important thing, and make sure we don't collide with anyone else. But we're just waiting now for the rolling start to start, and so yeah, I'm gonna go straight on the attack here because I feel like after the start I'm gonna have not as many chances with the other guys, but because they were faster than me equally, so you'd expect them to be faster than me in the race as well. But we get started then, and here just making sure we don't spin it. It's my third ever time in this fourth ever time, and that guy spins it. So very nice to that. We actually lose the end though. So this other guy. I'm just gonna call them this other guy and this guy because they're all the same car. He tries to attack me on the right. That might have been a little bit my fault. I just I felt kind of squeezed a little bit, but also I didn't really let go of the gas. Yes, since I was on the inside, I thought I really had the line there, and he kind of squeezed me. So we made contact. He went wide, and he didn't get the move done. So I actually didn't feel the contact when I was driving. But looking at the radar, I do realize there probably was a bit of contact. Here we're just having a look at this guy just to maybe try to pull him to mistake, yeah. But in turn 1, I was saying that I was trying not to spin. That's just because that was my 4th ever time in that corner, and I had spun 2 of the previous times. So evening up the odds, I guess you could say. But here we go then. through the banking, probably my favorite corner in this track, just because of the difficulty in it as well. You just gotta be so smooth in it. But we are smooth, and so we keep this position. Now we're just looking at P4 here, hoping for a mistake here. A lot of people make mistakes in this corner. This is a very mistake-hot corner, I guess you could say. But this guy doesn't make a mistake. That's alright. We're just gonna have to bide our time. But the guys ahead are fighting, so maybe we can have a look at him. We might see sometimes let go of the throttle by like a little bit. I'll explain that real quick after we get the move on this guy, because he goes very wide. We're just gonna set up the switchback. It actually doesn't work as much as I thought it would have, but it does set us up very nicely. So we're gonna cut back to the inside here, and then he does a very stupid thing. He brakes late, he cuts across me. Maybe there was a bit of lag that he hit me as well, but I didn't feel any hit from my part. And then we get the move down, he goes wide, and we get the position, and the horsepower comes in, and he has no chance of getting us back. But I was saying, you might see my throttle trace. Sometimes I just lift off for like a couple of, like a tenth of a second sometimes. This guy absolutely sends one down the inside. To be honest, just a waste of time to do that, because he was never gonna make the corner, so we just switched back him. But basically, when that happens with the throttle trace, it's just because I don't know why, but my pedal, you have to put on GT Sport. I have to press really hard to make sure it's always 100% throttle. So yeah, and sometimes I just forget because I don't have to do that in Formula 1, which is a game I played more than GT Sport. But anyways, here we are then on lap 2, and this guy, like I said, it's a very hot spot for mistakes in this corner. And the guy behind me, the guy who's not behind me, the guy who was in P3, makes a very bad, very like stupid mistake. Just goes in too deep, goes in the grass, and gives us a nice P3. And now we're just gonna try to pressure this guy into a mistake, the guy ahead of us. But we are actually the ones to make a mistake. We're gonna bit deep, but that's alright. I mean, we're just gonna have to try to catch this guy back up. We are still in the 1 second. But yeah, so it's been a pretty good start, very good start actually to the race, from P6 to P3 in just 3 laps. And now here we go now on this guy. Will he make the same mistake? Let's see. Here we go then into the section, going on to first, and he does make the same mistake, and so does the guy behind me. That was the exact same mistake as the guy the lap before I made, and so I actually overlapped them too. And you can just about see how similar these scratches were. I mean, look at that. They were pretty much identical. I will get the position, so thank you very much. And here's actually another replay of the lap where I got into P2, and you can see that the guy behind me also made a mistake and almost rammed into me, but thankfully he didn't. But yeah, at this point now it's kind of a lonely race, because the guy ahead is 4 seconds ahead, and he is, there's no other way of saying it, he is the fastest guy out here, and I can't catch him up. We are gonna, of course, try. We're gonna give our best. On this lap, we actually set, I think, our PB, or maybe no, actually, it was a pretty bad lap, actually. The guy ahead sets the fastest lap and his PB, but then on the next lap, we actually set a really good lap time on this lap right here that you're seeing. I don't know if this was actually better than the fastest lap before. Okay, let me try to explain that. The fastest lap before this new fastest lap was a 1:42.6, and the lap we are now setting is a 1:42.6. So I'm not sure if this one was better than the previous fastest lap, but the guy had just set a 1:42.1. So, and I had no way of doing that. So at this point, just chilling, just making sure we extend our gap to the guy behind, and make sure we gain enough so that if we make a mistake, we can, or if we get a penalty, we'll still keep the lead. But yes, so it's been a really good race, to be honest. Really consistent. I feel trying to show the most of the car. Not many mistakes to this race, and that's actually what I mean by the best race of my GT Sport career. You know, making the best of other people's mistakes, not crashing into anybody except lap 1. That was a little bit of contact, but nothing too much. So yeah, really good race. But oh my goodness, the guy in P1 has just disconnected from the lobby. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. We are now leading this race, and this is where the pressure starts to build up, because I mean, oh gosh, Siri just interrupted me. This is where the race really starts to build up, because I mean, we're leading. We are now leading the Grand Prix, and now the pressure starts to build up. The race, all our efforts in keeping it consistent, in keeping it flawless, no mistakes, has now actually been rewarded for the simple fact that the guy ahead of us, for some reason, disconnected from the lobby, and so very lucky, yes, but also very good, because we have proved in this race that we are deserving of a win because of the consistency shown. The lap times aren't amazing, I will say that, but the fact that we've made no mistakes so far, and we are extending our lead to the guy behind, shows how well we managed to cope with the pressure in this race, and how consistent and flawless, like I said many times, we've been, and how this race is probably my best race so far. But can we keep this lead now? Of course, you would say the odds are with us, but you don't know the pressure, guys, because I have not won on this game for more than a year, I think, because I've always been put in lobbies that are too strong for me. So the pressure was really building up, and this lap right here was when the pressure built up the most, because there was a lap car. And I just saw everything fade away. All the dreams, I saw them fade away. All the dreams of a victory. Because I know that if I was going to try to overtake that lap car, I was definitely, probably going to get taken out. And so I actually started slowing down to make sure I didn't catch him up before the end of the race. Which may seem like cowardly, I just didn't want to lose this race. But then this guy makes a mistake. Thankfully, he eases off a little bit of the pressure. And we've only got one more lap to do. Let's do this, boys. We're going to now go unedited, uncut, do the final lap. And I tell you guys, at this point, I was absolutely sweating. This lap is probably gonna, I really backed off this lap. In fact, I lost 1 second to the guy behind. You're gonna see it. But I think you're gonna make it, guys. What a fantastic race. I really have been lucky, of course, but the consistency, the flawlessness, the ability to take all the chances that have been given to us, and the ability to extend the gap to the guy behind us, even with a silver car, because it is a silver car, just made this race so amazing, so, you know, fairy tale, I guess you could say, that I couldn't believe it when I was doing this lap, you know, final lap of the race, everything. I'm in the lead, and you can see there, that's just going really easy, but I knew at this point there was nothing that could stop me. We go very easy into the hairpin, into the banking, just making sure we don't go too wide, just making sure we don't spin the car, just making sure we don't make any kind of mistake, and we actually gained on the hairpin to the guy behind, but now very easy through this section, making sure we don't spin it on the curb. And I think we're gonna do it, guys. What a fantastic, I've said it so many times, so I'm gonna say it again, you know, I feel like we deserve this. Of course, big ups to the guy who retired in the lead, really helped me out. Yeah, no, he was definitely the faster guy, and probably the guy who maybe deserved it more, but yeah, I did that flawless race. I didn't get overtaken once, and we're gonna come home to win. We've done it, boys, we've done it. What a fantastic, really happy. Yeah, I'm really happy. You would notice if you follow me on Twitter, because I just put on Twitter a very excited tweet about me winning with the picture about to see now. But yeah, I didn't know if I deserved it more than the guy behind me. Probably didn't. Also, don't mind the McLaren suit. I was trying some stuff out and forgot to change it back. But yeah, so the guy had definitely deserved it more than me. He was faster than me, but he got disconnected, or maybe he left. So that's not my problem. We gained 200,000 money, and we win the race. What a race! What a race! If you guys want to see more of this, make sure to tell me in the comments below. But yeah, I'm really happy about this. My first race win for about a year, because my last race win was even before I got into YouTube. So that just shows you how long it is since I've won a race in Gran Turismo. And I feel like I've deserved it. I feel like I've earned it. But you guys will let me know in the comments below what you think. But that has been it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of this. Hopefully, I'll be able to do some Nations Cup and Manufacturer series in the future. I'm really looking forward to doing some of those. But yeah, so that has been for this again. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, guys, goodbye.